Hello, friends! This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And today, we are concluding our survey of the extraordinary music of French composer Olivier Messiaen, musician, theologian, rhythmicien, rhythmicien is what he called himself, a musician, and bird collector, and all kinds of things like that. And this really large clump consists of, are you ready? The Vision de la Messiaen with Stephen Osborne and Martin Roscoe. Fabulous performance. You know, I've said this before. There are practically no bad Messiaen performances because, whoever does it well. And the music doesn't allow you not to do it well because you can either play it or you can't in terms of technical facility. And it has nothing to develop and nothing to interpret because it's all completely dogmatically rigid. It just consists of sound modules that sort of alternate. And as long as you don't play them too slowly, you're in business. It's all going to work. It's all predetermined. Totally predetermined, just like Messiaen's Catholic faith. He was as dogmatic and rigid as his religion. And that's not a criticism. That is the reality. He would be the first to tell you that he was, completely dedicated to that fixed code of belief and the fixed code of musical construction. They're reflected. They're you can't separate them. That's one of the things that makes his music so fascinating, in my view. So we have the Vision de la Messiaen and the Tombeau of Paul Dukas, the Rondo for solo piano, and the Fantasy Burlesque for solo piano, with Osborne primary and Martin Roscoe piano too on Hyperion. Absolutely splendid. Then we've got this thing. From the Canyons to the Stars. This is the Chung recording of that. See, all the Chung stuff got boxed up, and I have the boxes upstairs. So the individual things I hung on to, in case I wanted to find them for some reason. It's easier sometimes to look at the notes or, just grab the one you want. And so here it is. I think the best performance from the Canyons to the Stars is still the one conducted by Marius Constant on Erato, which is just phenomenal. All of these Chung recordings to me, with the Bastille Orchestra, or this is the Orchestre Philharmonique de Radio France, are just a bit lacking in color and splashiness. I mean, the music has a certain garish quality because it's about color, and you have to really, tart it up a little bit, and he doesn't. So, but it's very good. I mean, it's certainly very solid and well done. And then we've got the bird catalog. We already talked about the Anatol Ugursky version of that was on Deutsche Grammophon. This is Hakan Austbo on Naxos, and as I said before, it's fabulous. Absolutely first-rate, terrific. And you also get the Petite Esquisse d'Oiseau, the little bird sketches. So in case you don't have enough little bird things, there you go. Lots of birds. Messiaen and by Boulez on Sony. Well, this was a famous recording. You've got Et Expecto Resurrectionem Mortuorum, which he re-recorded for DG in Cleveland, and Colors of the Celestial City, a wonderful piece. For solo, 3 clarinets, 3 xylophones, and a brass orchestra with metal percussion instruments. Yeah, that's what you got. And Stravinsky Symphonies of Wind instruments attached to it. It's a fantastic recording. It really is. And this one is... more stuff. Carl Anton Rickenbacher with Yvonne Loriot. She was a busy lady. She's running around doing all this stuff. Exotic Birds, La Ville en Haut, the city in the celestial city thing, the city up high. Un Sourire for orchestra. Un Vitre et des Oiseaux, the stained glass window and the birds. And Et Expecto Resurrectionem, again. This is with Bavarian Radio and Berlin Radio with Carl Anton Rickenbacher on Koch. Now, when this came out, you couldn't get so many recordings of this stuff, so it was kind of valuable. It's still perfectly good. This was wonderful. David Porcelian, who does fantastic contemporary music, with the Sydney Symphony doing Eclairs and La-Di-Da, his last work. or, éclairs sur l'au-delà, illuminations of the beyond. Oh, they're so illuminated. Everything is illuminated. And this performance, particularly on ABC Classics, really, I think it was the first recording of it. I really do. And it was terrific. And it still is. Then remember I told you when we were looking at the Ozawa sort of premiere recording of St. Francis of Assisi that there was another recording on DG as part of that Chung series. And, Kent Nagano, pardon me, the Halle Orchestra. Here it is. There it is with all these famous people. Jose Van Dam, who once again was in that other recording. He's St. Francis. He is the St. Francis. Dawn Upshaw takes the place of Christiane Edipere as the angel. And this is just as good as that. They're both excellent. Absolutely excellent. And it's a crazy piece of hours and hours and hours of birds and praying and stuff happening. And there you go. So that's fun. And then another Salonen recording. We had his Tarangalela Symphony in the last batch, and now we have From the Canyons to the Stars and Oiseaux Exotique and Colors of the Celestial City. Wonderful disc. Absolutely great. Still not as great as Marius Constant's original recording of the piece because it's just the splashiest and the most fun. But this is very, very good. It really is. It's with Paul Crosley, the London Sinfonietta, and these are wonderful works. I mean, they're just so interesting and fun to listen to and full of strange and unique sounds. I mean, the guy was nuts, absolutely nuts, but in a good way. So that's lots of fun. Pierre-Laurent Aimard in the 20 Regards sur l'Enfant Jésus. Is it as good as Stephen Osborne? Is it as good as Hakan Ospo? Is it as good as Peter Serkin? Well, it's good. They're all good in their way. You just pick and choose and you're in good shape. The Tarangalela Symphony, Howard Shelley playing the piano with Valerie Hartmann Claverie and Martineau with Jean-Pascal Tortelier, and the BBC Philharmonic. This is just too fast. It's good. It's vividly recorded. It just nowadays there's no difficulty in playing this work anymore. And because there's no difficulty, as I said, you've arrived when people start doing second-rate performances of your music. It's not bad, but it's not as vivid as Chailly or Salonen or Andre Previn's or Ozawa's or, there are really good ones. And then there's the second tier. This is in the second tier, along with Simon Rattles and a bunch of other people like that. Then we have the Chung recording of La Transfiguration de Notre Seigneur Jésus-Christ. This was commissioned by Antal Dorati and the National Symphony Orchestra in Washington, and it's just this enormous, it's sort of an oratorio, and it's practically unlistenable. The words are by Messiaen, and it's for male choir, like dozens of male choirs, I don't know, lots of them, and solo xylophone, vibraphone, marimba, cello, clarinet, flute, piano, and it's... You have to be in the mood. Let's just put it that way. You really have to be in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Not right now, anyway. And then we've got another very good 20 Regards sur l'Enfant Jésus with Joanna McGregor on Collins Classics. Remember this? Again, this came out when these things were not popping up every 5 minutes, as they subsequently were. And so each new recording was kind of an event, and she did an excellent job in this performance. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. So, very nicely recorded too, I might add. So there you have it. That's Messiaen. It's more than enough Messiaen, don't you think? Keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.